I hope that you are keeping yourself hydrated because that is very important. Please keep yourself hydrated. Anyway, hey guys, Harsh here and welcome back to Technolobe. It's been a while since Redmi Note 8 Pro was launched. In fact, Redmi Note 9 Pro, which is a successor to the Redmi Note 8 Pro, is already available. It's crazy how fast these companies launch the next version of a phone without really upgrading anything in the true sense. Like they don't provide you major upgrades and launch newer versions of phone. This trend is really annoying and it happens a lot in the budget segment. So I don't know, it's really crazy. But anyway, we do have the Redmi Note 8 Pro over here and I thought let's make an update video about Google Camera. So the last time when I made a video about GCam for Redmi Note 8 Pro, the APK was really bad. It had a lot of flaws. And since then, the developers have been working on newer versions of GCam for Redmi Note 8 Pro and we finally have a couple of good mods available. So I thought let's make an updated video about it so that you guys can download it and use it on your Redmi Note 8 Pro. Now today in this video, we are going to talk about GCam 7.3 for Redmi Note 8 Pro. Yes, GCam 7.3 with Astro Photography. Let's start by comparing the images shot on Google Camera and stock camera application. First up, we have daylighting conditions. When it comes to daylighting conditions, I have mixed feelings. In some scenarios, I like the GCam mod better, and in some other scenarios, I like the stock camera application better. In some photos, the stock camera application oversaturates the green color. For example, take these photos over here. The leaves are oversaturated on the stock camera application, and on the other hand, Google Camera gives you a more natural image. So the leaves are not oversaturated and the image looks more natural. Now the problem with GCam is the dynamic range. The dynamic range is way better on the stock camera application when it comes to daylighting conditions. So the highlights and shadows are exposed in a better way in the stock camera application as compared to Google Camera. Now there are some cases wherein the stock camera application will overexpose the images. So you might think that the image looks better on the stock camera application, but it's just overexposed. So when it comes to daylighting conditions, in some scenarios GCam is better and some other scenarios the stock camera application is better. So it's good to have both of them installed so that you get great photos every single time. Now next up, let's talk about portrait mode. So portrait mode is clearly better on GCam. This happens every single time. GCam is way better when it comes to portrait mode because of the edge detection and also because of the background blur. It is more natural on GCam and I just like GCam better when it comes to portrait mode. And this is true for the rear camera as well as the front camera. Even the selfie portraits are better when they are shot from Google Camera. Okay, moving on, let's talk about low light photography. When it comes to low light photography, night sight is actually better than the night mode on the stock camera application. Night mode on the stock camera application doesn't do a good job when it comes to denoising the image. So it has a lot of noise as compared to night sight on Google Camera. Night sight is way better when it comes to denoising the image and also in terms of retaining the details. So night mode on stock camera application does not retain as much detail as night sight would on Google Camera. The earlier version of this GCam was not good in terms of night sight, but GCam 7.3 is very good when it comes to night sight. Now as this is Google Camera 7.3, you also get Astro Photography and it works like a charm. So you can shoot astro photos on the Redmi Note 8 Pro with the help of GCam 7.3. Now do make a note that you will require a tripod or something like that to get the best results. Astrophotography takes a lot of time and that's why you need very steady hands or just use a tripod or keep your phone against something and keep it stable. Okay, so let's talk about a couple of problems with GCam 7.3. Number one is that you do not get support for the wide angle camera as well as the macro camera. GCam 7.3 does not have support for both of these cameras as of yet. So if you want a Google camera for your wide angle camera, then you will have to download the previous version of it. Don't worry, I'll give a link to that as well in the description box below. The second problem is that this app is not stable at all. It lags a lot and that is very evident even when you move your phone. So as you move your phone, the viewfinder lags a lot. So it is not stable, but you can get some pretty awesome photos out of it. That's why you should use it where you have a lot of time. If you want to take a quick photo, then I would recommend using the stock camera application. But if you have a lot of time and you can frame the subject and then take a photo, then you can use Google Camera and you will have a better experience. Now let's talk about how to install GCam 7.3 on your Redmi Note 8 Pro. You need to do a couple of things. Number 1, download the APK, a link to which will be available in the description box below. Download the APK and install that APK on your phone. Once you do that, you need to install a config file which will have all the settings. Now, how do you install a config file? It is very simple. First up, go ahead and download the config file. Again, link will be available in the description box below. Once you download the config file, go to your internal storage and create a new folder called as GCam. Inside that GCam folder, create another folder called as configs7. Once both of these folders are created, copy the config file into the configs7 folder. After that, open the Google Camera application and double tap on the black part next to the camera shutter button. So double tap on the black part anywhere and the config selector will open up. Select the downloaded config file and then just press update. Once you follow these simple steps, you are good to go and you can start shooting some really awesome photos with the help of GCam 7.3. Anyway, this was a very quick video on GCam 7.3 for the Redmi Note 8 Pro. Do let me know how you feel about this video in the comment section down below. Also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe below. It would mean the world to me. My name is Harsh Punjabi and I'll see you guys in the next one.